Hey guys, so once you have your tube of gel bait at the ready, you should have just the regular closed top. It may look slightly different than what we've got here. It's a slightly different product, but does the same thing. And your tip actually should probably look like this. So it's going to be pointed and have the hole at the end. So just make sure you've got that tip on, switch off the end cap, and put on the regular dispensing cap in its place. Make sure it's nice and screwed in, but not too tight, or you'll break it, which I've done before. Just make sure it's snugly secured, and then take your plunger, and you're going to want to just gently rest it in there. Don't want to get crazy with it. The biggest thing as far as making gel placements is to make sure that you're making small BB sized placements and not like a long string of bait. The small BB placements are going to what's going to help to best attract and ultimately eliminate our common enemy here. So I just want to start, I guess in this case, y'all don't have an island, but you do have, the bar area. So one place that can be good to look at is any kind of small lip. I can't remember what y'all's bar looks like, but if there's any small kind of lips, especially around like corners, things like that, it's going to be good to target areas like here in the corner. Here we've got this gap here where the wood's not quite meeting the island top. So it would be best to just use your judgment as far as if you're seeing any roach feces, any droppings that you've cleaned from around any places like that. If they're on the bar, especially corners, that would be good to do. I'll demonstrate the placement when we have a little bit better light. It's kind of dark up in here, but for the cabinets I can demonstrate that BB placement for you. But in general, good to get corners and in small spots like this where there's a small enough gap. Roaches like to be pressed in on multiple sides of their body, so these kind of small gaps are a roach's paradise. Kristen, do they have a trash can standalone or it's a drawer?
Standalone.
Standalone, okay. If that's the case, regardless, you do want to check the trash can. I'm not sure if you've noticed them. Usually they don't get into the trash can unless it's a more severe situation. But it's always good to, if you've got the trash can, look up around if there's, a top edge, especially with just buckets. Sometimes there's a lip under here too, so just check under there. If you're using I forgot to mention vacuuming. Good to, these are all good places to look to vacuum up first if you're vacuuming first. But you can also make small placements if there's, usually there's a space or a lip here where you can make the small placements. Sorry for going out of order, not showing you the placement technique first, but I just kind of wanted to work our way around the kitchen. So that's another good one to look. I mean, you can look underneath too. Usually they're going to be more higher up.
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator is public enemy number one. I hope that they have not gotten to the refrigerator. It may just mean that it might take a little longer to get rid of them, but unfortunately the refrigerator is not your friend. You want to look, for vacuuming, look up in the grill if you can, pop it off at all. I don't know what your fridge looks like, but if you do see any hiding up in here, a good place to vacuum up at the least. I'm gonna pop this back in. But more importantly, where you're likely to see our roach friends, in really severe cases they can be in here, but I'm guessing that's not the case for y'all. But they will sometimes get inside the fridge. In a more severe case. So it's good if you can to pull out the fridge if at all possible. Whoops. Oops, we lost the stool. But pull it out as much as you safely can. And obviously, if they're back here, you'll know by dead bodies, live bodies. So they could be hanging out up here, up in this corner here. Here we have a small gap, so anything like that around this area. Another good place to put placements if you're seeing activity. Outlets are a potential hiding spot as well, and in our case we've got these cabinets here. So other good corners where you could make bait placements. It really just depends on if you're seeing any back here. If you're not seeing any back here, that's a good thing, but it doesn't hurt to put put a few small placements along this edge here. I'm gonna grab and I'll just do a little demo of that technique. Kristen, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just to give you all an idea, it's best, I'm not used to using just the plunger, but it's best to be very gentle, just so that you only get a little bit popping out at a time. So here goes nothing. You pause it.
I'm gonna send in 2 parts.
Well, just